Hello and welcome back to another one of my FPL videos, and now in this video I'm going to be talking about transfer plans ahead of game week 9. But I'm not going to lie to you, looking at my team currently right now, I don't really have any plans to make any transfers this game week coming up, which isn't great considering I've just done a transfer plans video. But I've got a few transfers out there I think other people might want to consider bringing into their team or taking out of their team. There is a certain player that some people have been on about possibly taking them out. I did think about it last week, but I bottled it. But yeah, there are a couple of transfers out there that I do think could be made. But I personally, I'm going to stick my guns. I reckon I'm 90% sure that I'll stick my guns. Obviously, if there is an injury from international break that comes out later on in the week, then yeah, I probably might have to be forced to make a change. But for now, I'm pretty content. But there are a couple of players out there I think we should take notice of. So then the first transfer I've got on here is taking out Erling Haaland. Now, I was generally considering taking out my team last week, but I bottled it massively. I should have gone through with it because he blanked again, which is shocking, but he did blank again. And obviously, I know a lot of people are saying now they're looking at taking him out of their teams because of how much he costs, and he's not doing as well as he was last season. But you got to remember a few things. He is still top goal scorer in the league. So it's not like he's having a bad season. He's just not hitting the standards that he did last season. But there have been like a few injuries for Man City. Certain players like Mahrez has left, so they are a bit weaker. But he's still top goal scorer, and he could easily turn it around. So that is the general concern if you are going to take him out. So if you look at the fixtures coming up for Erling Haaland, yes, he's got Brighton, but they've just conceded 6, so he could score a couple there. Yes, he's got Man United, but he's scored an hat-trick past them before. Bournemouth, he should score past. And Chelsea, God knows what Chelsea will turn up that game. So, he can still smash it. The issue is, will Man City smash it? And a lot of people are doubtful. So, obviously, you look at Nunes, who I've got here, who obviously plays with Mo Salah in the same team. Those fixtures are really good. Everton, Forest, Luton. Those are a great set of fixtures coming up. Now, Nunes, as a possible replacement, there is a worry about him, obviously. Like, we don't know if he's going to start every game, but the fixtures are that good that you can probably afford to have him just on the bench. It's a bit of a gamble, but he is pretty much half the price of Erling Haaland as well. So, if he is to play just 20 minutes against Everton or Forest and Luton, there's still a chance he's going to score in those games. He scored like 20 minutes ago against Newcastle twice, so there's no reason why he can't do against these guys. He's playing much better than he did last season. He's scoring more chances than he was last season. So he's definitely improved, Nunes. It's just really all about how much game time he's going to get in these games. And that's the gamble you're just going to have to go for if you're going to take Erling Haaland out for Nunes. But it might be worth a punt. I've not got the balls to do it myself. But if you have and it works out, fair play. Next on the chopping list is Raheem Sterling of Chelsea. Now, if you manage to keep him for game week 8, well done. You absolutely smashed it there. I unfortunately took him out of my team in game week 8 and I missed out on those 16 points. So, yeah, well done if you managed to keep him. But now is the time to get rid of Raheem Sterling. I mean, look at those fixtures coming up for Chelsea. They are absolutely horrible. Arsenal at home, Brentford at home. Then he's got Spurs away, Man City at home. That is an absolutely shocking amount of fixtures. Now, he got dropped not in the last game against Burnley, but the game before that. So, whether he will start every game as well, it's another thing. That is an issue that you don't want to have in your team, which was the reason why I took him out as well, which obviously backfired on me massively. But either way, it is now the time to get rid of, well, all your Chelsea players really. But obviously, in this one, we're talking about Raheem Sterling. As well, I was going to say how good he has. He's had like 2 good games now this season. Well, points wise, now is definitely the time to get rid of him. If you kept him right up to now, well done. But now is the time to get rid of him. And I've got Matoma as a replacement here. He is cheaper, obviously, than Sterling. Now, it says he's currently flagged up as fatigued. He's not obviously been playing for Japan in this international break because well, his body is stressed or whatever it is. He's fatigued, like it says on the FPL thing. So there is a good chance he will be available for game week 9, I reckon. But even then, you're not buying Matoma for game week 9. You're buying Matoma for game week 10 onwards. He's got Fulham, Everton, Sheffield United. I do think game week 10, he's going to go even higher up in percentage of ownership. He's currently just under 40%. I think he can easily get to 50% for game week at the end of game week 10, I'd say, just because the fixtures coming up for Brighton are really good, man. So he's dirt cheap. He's one of their key players. Fulham at home, Everton away, Sheffield United at home. That is a nice set of fixtures after Man City. And even the Man City fixture. Man City are currently weak right now, or they're coming across weak. And Brighton, they always give Man City a good game. And I think they could definitely get a couple of goals in the game. Because just remember, when you're going for midfielders and attackers in FPL, it doesn't matter if that team wins or loses. It's all about whether you play against points. And I do think Matoma could even get a few points in the Man City game. Obviously, there is a chance of rotation with European football and that, but still, I think he's going to start majority of his games. And if he doesn't, like he did that game, I can't remember who it was against now. I think it was Brentford, was it? Where he came off at half time, came on at half time and scored 2 goals. So yeah, he's got that in his locker, so it will be a great buy. And get on him early, because he's 6.6 now. He'll probably be 6.8 by the time game week 11 comes around. So my final transfer here is taking out Estupiñán for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Obviously, Estupiñán, he is out injured. Don't know for how long it's going to be. Might be another month. So he's pretty much going to be out for games 9, 10, 11 and 12. So as good as Brighton's fixtures are, he's not going to play. So what's the point in keeping him? Now you could go for an alternative Brighton defender, but the only guy I can think of at the back for Brighton who's nailed on is Dunk. Do you really want to go for a centre half? I mean, it could work out for you. Or you could spend a little bit more money, especially if you're selling the likes, let's say, Erling Haaland, and you could get Trent Alexander-Arnold in your team. He's just come back from injury, played about 75 minutes in the last game for Liverpool. Obviously, he's not in the England squad, so he's got a lot of rest ahead of him for game week 9. So he should be fresh for the early kickoff against Everton. So yeah, I think he'll be an interesting look. He's 7.9, so obviously he's much more expensive than anybody else in defence, especially like with people getting Trippier in their team. But like I said with Nunes, the fixtures for Liverpool are really good, and particularly defensively. Everton can't score. Forest struggle away. Luton, obviously, they struggle. And then like Brentford at home, they don't have Tony still, so they could still struggle scoring goals. So you got clean sheets, probably 3-0 in the bag, I'd say, at the 4 there. Trent's always got, obviously, an assist in him. So, yeah, he's definitely somebody, I think, he's at, 8.1%? That's the lowest ownership I've ever seen Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, he's definitely a good option to go for. He's definitely a differential to go for. And he could really go under the radar, I reckon, in the next couple of games. Because nobody's really talking about getting him in. And I feel like he's probably one of the top 5 players to get in over the next few weeks. Because I reckon he's going to absolutely destroy these next 3 fixtures. And he's going to be absolute killer for you. If you don't have him in your team, get him in. Because he's going to smash it. So that's it for this video. It's a bit of a short one just because, you know, like I said, I didn't see that many transfers for myself personally. So I find it a bit more difficult. Obviously, I don't know who everybody else has. Obviously, you see like high ownership. When you see certain players that have like over 10+% ownership and the guy's been out injured all season, you know, some of those people have already given up. So yeah, anyways, let me know what you think of those transfers that I've mentioned today. Let me know what you're thinking about doing ahead of this game week. Please don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all on the next video.